The Competition Commission has today released its terms of reference in relation to its probe in terms of the fresh market produce inquiry. This is an inquiry that's going to look at why food prices are the way they are and why fresh produce is actually the way it is when it comes from the farms to our shops wherever we do the shopping. Siyabulela Makunga is the spokesperson at the Competition Commission, and he joins us now. Thank you very much, Siyabulela. This is quite an important Competition Commission inquiry, particularly as we've heard that inflation is not something that has tapered off in recent months. Tell us the importance and what these terms of reference are actually about, because there are three themes that you will be investigating.
Well, thank you very much for having us, and good evening to your listeners. Indeed, this is a very important inquiry, and I think I must use the privilege and just basically to explain to your viewers that when we talk about an inquiry, we are talking about a broad and general investigation into a particular market with a view of establishing any dysfunctional features that will obviously impede, restrict or distort competition, as we are empowered by Section 43B of the Competition Act 89 of 1998 as amended. And obviously you are aware that as the Commission, we have got an obligation to promote and maintain competition. And one of the ways in which we do this is by conducting market inquiries. So this specific inquiry will be dealing with establishing if there are any features in the fresh produce market that may impede, restrict, or distort competition. And will not only be focusing on the pricing issue. We're looking at the entire value chain. We've identified three themes, one of which is the efficiency of the value chain. And we're going to be giving a particular emphasis on the dynamics around fresh produce market facilities, because we want to understand what are the pricing mechanisms in the sector, what as it pertains to the national fresh produce market facilities and the role of the agency, and what is the overall liquidity of these fresh produce market facilities. We're looking also at issues that relate to the opportunities and challenges that are faced by historically disadvantaged market agents in their dealing at these fresh produce market facilities. We're also going to be looking at issues of the market dynamics and look at the role, the key inputs and the impact they have on producers. But also we're going to be looking at matters of barriers to entry and whether or not there are opportunities for expansion. What is the percentage of participation and ownership for historically disadvantaged persons and groups in the mainstream of the fresh produce market?
Siyabulela, this is quite an important one because it affects everyone, whether they are well-off or poor households. But the reports that were seen during the COVID-19 pandemic actually demonstrated how uncompetitive this particular sector is, the agricultural sector, from when we harvest the fruit, the vegetables, to when we buy as consumers at the shops. When it comes to the prices that were being paid during COVID-19, the prices were just out of kilter. Am I right to say that this inquiry came about as a result of those complaints about what happened during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, since 2008, the Commission has prioritized food and agro-processing as one of its key priority areas in terms of the work that we do, for one reason and for one reason only, that agriculture is one of the key economic drivers in the economy of the Republic, but also it is one of the essential sectors out of which main, or shall I say, the poor households rely on in terms of food security. We know that agriculture is one of the key contributors in terms of job creation. So if we're talking transformation, agriculture is one of that sector that the Commission would want to contribute towards in terms of making sure that there is functionality in the sector, there is efficiency, and it creates opportunities for growth. You are aware also that back in 2021, the Commission has released a concentration report which was dealing with issues of participation and market access in as far as the agricultural sector is concerned. The revelation that obviously was important for us was that though a minority group of people own about 6.5% of the farming community, they contribute about 67% towards GDP of the agricultural sector. So these are issues that to us needed attention, and it is important that we give it a closer look, and we don't only do it focusing on one area of the price. We look at the entire value chain to ensure that we know what is the role of a farmer, what is the role of a retailer, what is the role of a processor and a distributor in the sector in how they impact or influence the price of each and every fresh produce product.
Siyabulela Makunga is the spokesperson at the Competition Commission. Thank you very much for your time this evening. Of course, the Commission has 18 months from the launch of this particular inquiry to release its reports and recommendations.